I was with the original Polycom team. You've got a 26-year-old company that's done a lot of great things in the telecommunications space now, combined with Plantronics, and I didn't list up here too, but Obihai. So 3 companies coming together to now be Poly. And I won't go through all the roots there, but basically now a $2 billion global powerhouse that's doing everything unified communications. And it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun here. And if you look at it, from the White House to the NFL draft to your cubicle, that's where we are. We're trusted, right? It's an American-based company. We're not doing any spying or anything like that. So we're trusted. We're in federal and local and all the different government institutions. And this is what's different. If you look at this list, last year I would have come up here and I showed you my phones. And they've been nice phones and everything. But this year, I get to show you a bunch of other things. We've got video bars and ATAs and just all sorts of cool stuff, including headsets. So Poly is getting really interesting. And that's the main thing I want to, if I don't impart anything else, it's a new day. As we've been talking to people at the table, what we see is that it really does resonate. People have this preconceived notion of what Polycom was. Poly's different, better, newer, faster, and sexier, because that logo is really cool. So new phones, I'm going to show you a few new things. These new phones, we're demoing these now, the X50s. All right, so the new lineup right here. Basically, I like to think of it this way. You've got a good, better, best color GigE with a USB port. A couple of the models have 2 USB ports, and then we got the kitchen phone there. But the way to look at these is when you look at the price points, the old model was the VVX 201. That compares with the VVX 150, but look what we did with the MSRP. It's a 2-line black and white phone, MSRP $89. You can buy that from one of our distributors out here for about $48, $45. Not too shabby. That's not probably what you had in mind with Polycom. We take it a little further here. For about the price of a VVX 301, you can get a color GigE phone now from Poly. And if you notice down at the bottom, it's got a USB port. We can plug that little Wi-Fi adapter in. Now you got 5G Wi-Fi. Take it up a model, there's the 350, and for about $128, 6 lines with our new pagination feature, you can actually do 6 times 4. It's a 24-line phone now. 2 USB ports, so you could do Bluetooth, you could do Wi-Fi. Pretty soon we're going to have a DEC dongle. You're going to be able to attach to that. And headsets. You can plug your headsets into the USB ports. And the 450. The expansion module connects only with the 450. But there again, great phone, 12 times 4 lines for about, actually a little bit under the price of the VVX 411. Which are most popular? The 250 and the 350 are going like hotcakes, really just because of the price point and the value that you got packed in there. I want to show you something too. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but there's a noise cancellation technology. I can talk about it, and it doesn't really do the trick, so let me show you. Got to survive it.
Hey everyone, Darren Knapp here with Polycom, and I'm coming to you today to demonstrate the power of Polycom's acoustic fence technology. So what is acoustic fence? It's simply a way to remove unwanted sounds and noise from your phone calls. We're going to demonstrate this today using a Polycom VVX 600, but acoustic fence also works in the entire VVX line of phones. So that's the 101, the 201, the 300, 400, 500, and 600 series IP phones from Polycom. So our scenario today is a zombie apocalypse. So cue noise. Imagine, if you will, I'm working from home, zombie apocalypse breaks out. Always a possibility here in Texas. So, acoustic fence is not active right now when I'm on speakerphone, but watch what happens when I take it off hook. Now acoustic fence is active because the phone is listening to my voice through this microphone on the handset or headset, and this microphone that's normally reserved for the speakerphone is listening to the ambient noise, and it's removing it. So acoustic fence off, and acoustic fence back on. That's the power of acoustic fence. Remove unwanted noise and be heard clearly. Enjoy.
So that's available in the entire VVX line of phones, including the new phones. want to also show you, this is not quite out, but coming in August, Elara. So think about this. A lot of people are moving to just mobile, right? Just your smartphone, but it's really kind of crappy on a speakerphone. And it sure is nice to have those big buttons sometimes. And that blue button will be a launch an app, right? You'll be able to set it up to launch a particular app, maybe your soft client. And it's an inductive charger, and it's a cradle for your headset. In the old days, like in our phones, a lot of people had some sticker shock at some Polycom video gear. Today, for under $1,000, you can get this bad boy. Check it out.
Polycom Studio is equipped with a next-generation 4K camera, complete with 5x zoom and 120-degree field of view, meaning you can see just about everything. Well, maybe you can see a little bit less. That's why Polycom's unique automatic camera framing is so important. With automatic framing, you'll see just enough. What's more, Polycom Studio comes equipped with automatic speaker tracking.
Wait, what's that?
Well, it's where the camera automatically frames the whole group until one person speaks. Then it zooms in on just that person.
So we can actually see a person's body language and facial expressions when they're speaking?
And that's pretty much how it works. With group framing and automatic speaker tracking, you get that personal connection, like meeting face to face.
Polycom Studio, the USB video bar built for small rooms and big ideas.
So there's Studio, and like it says, I mean, it's really absolutely bulletproof and simple. It's a USB cable and an HDMI cable, and you're done. You plug it into your laptop, next person comes into the room, they plug it into their laptop. Doesn't matter the application, it's gonna do all that Polycom magic in the video, auto processing inside the unit. Speakers sound amazing. It's got 6 microphones. It also does that acoustic fence trick. So if there's a whole bunch of noise going on out there, it'll actually cut off and create a fence so that everything on the outside of the fence is not heard. So that's Studio, but where it gets interesting is we've got a kind of a McDonald's scenario here, right? Small, medium, large, or supersize it. You can now get into a small room for under 1,000, go into a medium room for under 2,000, and just at around 3,000 MSRP, you've got a large room scenario with a mechanical pan-tilt zoom, and then customize whatever you want. You can have the dual camera producer and everything going on. And to make it even better, we're now the Swiss Army knife of unified communications. With those same devices, you can actually set up line 1, 2600 hertz, line 2, Zoom, line 3, Skype for Business, line 4, go on and on and on. We're integrated with all of these today, and we're looking for more integration partners, and we're taking that ecosystem all the way. So now when your customer says, hey, internally we use Zoom, but tomorrow I'm having a call with a customer who's got WebEx, not a problem. They don't lose on that investment. And last but not least, headsets. And it's just cool. I mean, there's just a lot of really good headset options. Pretty much any wearing style, no matter what you do. If you're gonna go for a run and then take a conference call, we've got that headset. We've got really high quality contact center headsets, wired, wireless, decked, you know, whichever, Bluetooth, whatever you like. But we're thinking of the service provider as well, and we're trying to figure out, okay, how do we do this for you so that you can actually monetize this and make money? And what we're doing is, right now, you can go out and talk to Jenny or 888 VoIP. I saw Teledynamics in the house. They'll all sell you headsets right now at wholesale prices. But better than that, we'll take your tier 1 support call. So if you don't want to get in the headset support business, we'll do that for you. We'll actually take the call. You sell it, we'll take the support call. If you'd rather field the level 1 call, you take level 1 call, call us for tier 2 support. So any way you want to do it, we can do that for you. Last on this list of kind of what's new is a year ago, this list would have been a lot shorter. But what we did is we recognized that a lot of you guys have some really strong relationships with some of these great distributors. And so we went out and did the work to build an ITSP ecosystem for distribution that would meet you guys where you're at, so you don't have to jump a fence and go to a different distributor just to buy our equipment. So 3 of those guys have been in the house today. We've seen Jenny's got a table here, 888 VoIP's got a table. I saw Mark and Linda running around from Teledynamics as well. So any of those guys are available. You can go get a price from them today. I want to close it out with 2 game changers. So we're always looking at how do you help a service provider win more business. And these are two that are really going to make a difference for you. Device as a Service and PDMS SP. It's a mouthful, but it's a tool that you're really going to be interested in. So the first one, Device as a Service. Real simple concept. It's a rental, but it's a rental to you, not to your end customer. All right? There's no contract. There's no term. So you can offer literally a 0-month term to your customer, and this rental applies. Comes with a 7-year anything replacement. Coffee spills on it, no problem. Falls off the desk, no problem. New one's on the way, you ship the bad one back. Do the math. In the old CapEx way, you buy a $100 phone, maybe you sell it for $110 if you're lucky. Great, cheer all the way to the bank with that $10. The problem is you bought it on day one to send it to your customer who had a delay because their installation for their broadband was taking a while. And then about a month later or so, you finally installed it, and then you build it. So somewhere between 60 and who knows, maybe even 90 days before you get paid for that phone that you paid way back then. That sucks. That's not a good way to make money. Now with a rental program, that same phone, $100 phone, will cost you $268 a month. You can rent it if you want, $5 a month to the end user. Now you're making $232 profit a month. You made $83 using other people's money over that 3-year term. From the customer's perspective, they don't want the upfront cost. They don't want to depreciate stuff. They don't want to worry about equipment failure and all that stuff. From your perspective, cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. And you can offer a free phone too. So check this out. If you look, I won't go through this process. If anybody's interested, I'll show you what the process is, but it's really simple. And you can mix both your CapEx and your OpEx purchases. You can buy one phone or 5 phones on CapEx, turn around and get 5 phones on OpEx. But here's the interesting one. So look at something like the top one there, VVX 150. Your rental price about $176. All right. Could you offer that for free? Probably. It's not going to hurt you. You're probably discounting more than that to win business every single day. But if you offer a free phone that's got a higher perceived value to your customer, they're much more likely to see that as, hey, they're really doing something for me here. And then what you do is you say, but wait, there's more. I've got a color Gig E model that I'll rent you for $3, and you'll actually make some money. I'm sorry, $6, and you'll make $100 over the 3 years. All the way down to our little video system that I showed you, the Trio 8800 with a collaboration kit. You can get that for $30 a month. Could you rent that for $59.99 with the video included? I think you could. You'd make $1,000 on a 3-year deal that way. So to get started, the only gotchas are you need to be able to do about 1,000 units a month. Okay, so I'm sorry, 1,000 units a year. That's actually a mistype up there. It's 1,000 units a year, and then you can get into this program. You just contact us. We'll get you through the program. It's not rocket science. Game changer number 2, PDMSSP. Say it real fast and you miss a letter and you're going to be embarrassed. Some people got it. But here's the big deal, guys. Basically, your NOC is now empowered. In the old days, customer calls up and says, hey, this call sucks. And you start doing all these gymnastics and looking at your network, looking at your session border controller, running PCAPs on the inside and looking at everything. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong. And so you go to your customer and you say, sorry, it's not me, it's you. And they're really pissed off. So with this, you can actually remotely on that call immediately say, start PCAP. And at the phone level, the phone starts running the PCAP, including the full RTP. You'll be able to play back their audio, and you'll be able to do that remotely through their firewall. Looks like this. There's your cloud. There's your 2600 hertz cloud. You're controlling the endpoints. You still provision them the same way you did before. Now you add on PDMSSP as a secondary registration, and that's where the magic comes in. That tool over there is going to let you do all these live things, right? PCAP, look at the live MOS scores, tell you how the packet loss latency jitter is looking. All of those things for free to you as a service provider partner of Polycom. We're talking at 2600 hertz and in our alliance as well about how we can integrate this with APIs so you have a single pane of glass and be able to launch these things right out of your existing portal. It's currently available in all the phones, the terminal adapters, and we're in the middle of integrating it also for a few other devices like our conference phones.